Hi, my name is Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to answer a question about my sexuality and spirituality, and here it is. Hi Venus, I'm wondering if you could share books that you've been inspired by to live an orgasmic lifestyle, or any other media that's inspired you in regards to sexuality and spirituality. Thanks. Thank you so much for this question. I love this question because it's given me an opportunity now to speak about sacred sexuality, which is something I am discovering and learning about at the moment. So I don't feel like I'm such an expert about the topics yet, but I do really want to share more things like this, more about conscious sexuality. And this question, I can see 3 videos. And the first one I'm going to make today, which is how I lead a spiritually conscious sex life. And also the next one is going to be about my orgasmic lifestyle. And I'm going to share with you also what I watch to and what I read to inspire me in my lifestyle in terms of sexuality and spirituality. So how I lead, or how do I lead? What was the question again? Okay, spiritually conscious sex life. Well, I had a spiritual awakening around 2.5 years ago, and at first I didn't really make the connection with my sexuality, not until maybe about 1.5 years ago, and that's when I discovered something called sexual transmutation, which is using your sexual energy to channel it towards a higher purpose. And I found this really interesting. I thought, why haven't I never thought of this before? And this led me to learn a lot about sexual energy in general. And I knew it was powerful, but I didn't realize how powerful, because I think in life, I'm going off on one here, but I think sexuality, on one hand we've got religion, which has tried to repress sexuality forever, and on the other hand we've got this fake liberation from porn, which I don't believe is really liberating. I believe that it's dumbing down this powerful sexual energy, because this sexual energy is life force energy, it's what creates life, it's creative energy. And I've just been learning that this energy can help you in so many ways beyond physical pleasure. And I think for example, the emphasis on liberated sexuality is all about pleasure and not feeling guilty about it, which is fantastic, but I think there are higher purposes even that can come from sexual energy. So that's something I'm really discovering at the moment. So I don't believe that sexual energy has been repressed because it's sinful or because it's bad. I think it's simply because it's so powerful, and it's very empowering if you can use it in an empowering way. So how has my sexuality been affected by this? Well, I think there are 3 things mainly. I would say I've never been a consumer of porn. It's always felt, that's not to say that it could be useful in some circumstances for some people. I'm not trying to say it's all bad. But for me, I have felt a natural rejection to porn forever. I've just found it very vulgar, and it doesn't really, well, not all of it maybe, but for me it just feels wrong, and it doesn't really portray this sexual or sacred energy exchange, which I believe sex is. That's how I see sex. And I don't like the fact that there's not much safe sex, which is another thing to say about that. But it's just always felt wrong to me, and not just because of what I'm seeing. I think it's because I have always had a really, really, really active imagination, and also I have been learning about how powerful the imagination is, because I'm a big fan of the law of attraction, and having an active imagination, I think, is key for visualization. And I think with porn, I think it can almost be an imagination killer. For me, I don't really need that I don't need to see things on the screen to stimulate myself. And also I have naturally attracted no fap, men who've practiced no fap into my life without going into too many personal details. And that's been an incredible thing, because I think at the end of the day, your vibe attracts your tribe. And to be able to share my values about sexuality is just so amazing. It really, really, really is. But going back to dating, into dating, I think I know so many people who use Tinder and use online, use apps and websites to meet people, which can be wonderful, and I've done that many times in the past, not with apps but with websites, and I think that reducing yourself to a profile picture and a sentence or something and your age, whatever, I just don't think, for me, that's not saying, I don't know, I just don't really feel like defining myself in such a reduced way to try and meet someone on a deep level. For me, I think it can be a great thing if you live in a place where it's not easy to meet people, perhaps. But I believe more in meeting people based on shared values, and I prefer a website called meetup.com. I think it's fantastic. There are so many incredible conscious groups there, so I think if you develop, if you can find an equivalent where you live, or if you even have Meetup, I think it's a great way to build up a conscious community. In fact, right now, I am living in a kind of conscious utopia. I'm going to a co-working space that is for sustainable businesses with vegan food every day. So I'm in an ambiance of people who do care and who are doing things that they are passionate about, but also that are good for the planet. So that for me is I'm already in that great environment, which is I'm not strange for wanting to lead a conscious lifestyle. I'm actually just another person who's living the same, in an atmosphere that I share with people who have the same values as me. And also I am an official event organizer for Barcelona Vegan Community. So every week I'm meeting new vegans and also establishing deeper friendships with the ones I already know. So in terms of my social life, then it's very conscious, which obviously means that meeting other conscious people is easier for me. So that's something I would advise anyone, if you want to have a more conscious personal life or social life, is definitely to try and connect with different conscious groups. And also yoga, the yoga community is quite conscious as well. So there are many possibilities. And so that's dating. So I believe really in offline dating. So I think it's really a good idea to have a very rich social life. For me, I don't drink alcohol and I don't smoke. So for me, going out now, my social life has changed a lot. I have a daytime social life, and also there are hiking groups, people who like nature. There's so many opportunities. So I really think having a conscious social life is a good place to start in terms of having to attract a conscious relationship. Yeah. So then, as I say, your vibe attracts your tribe. So, and I believe that to attract love into your life, I think many people who use Tinder, I see it with friends, they have this predefined idea of what a relationship should be, or what the partner they're looking for should be like. And then when they go on dates, they don't find it, then they can often feel disappointed. Whereas if you just concentrate on yourself and just having an active social life and being receptive to people, I think then you will naturally attract someone who is good for you and compatible, etc. in your life. And yeah, so my sexuality is it's more based on, I would say, sensuality than crazy things in the past. I think since I've become spiritual, I haven't been attracted to anything related to BDSM like I used to be. I'm still into fetishism, which is a bit different, because I think that's attention to detail, which is something I really value still, because that's connected with imagination. But I think, yeah, I'm really into sensuality now, massage, caresses, and also creating a kind of sacred ambiance to have sex. For example, really nice lighting, incense, and meditation music. And I think it seems like very more relaxed in that way. Sometimes there's no need for words, just caresses that go on for hours. Yeah, so taking my time, great, which is great. And also finally, my masturbation rituals have improved thanks to my spiritual awakening. For a year and a half I discovered sexual transmutation, and then I decided that I didn't really want to transmute my sexual energy into something else. I wanted to actually increase it as much as possible. And so basically I every time I masturbate now, I have a ritual of music and incense, and I have an intention. So I use the law of attraction and with my imagination, and I really focus on something that I desire in my non-sexual life, and I try and eroticize it almost to the point where I can feel and see it, etc., using the law of attraction. And just before my orgasm, I'm really focusing my thoughts on whatever it is I desire as well. So now masturbation has become meditation for me. It's a visualization practice using the law of attraction. I remember I watched something recently on YouTube, and I think it was Jordan Peterson said, no one feels proud after they masturbate. And I thought, depends how you masturbate and how you view masturbation. For me, masturbation is a way to connect with my inner self. It's an opportunity for meditation and also to practice visualization, law of attraction, etc. And yeah, so I think now I've seen sexual energy in a whole new way ever since I have become spiritual, and I'm not so turned on by things that I used to be turned on by. Now it's just I have a more mellow approach, but my libido is still very high. But it's just it's not just about pleasure seeking anymore, it's about enlightenment. Oh yeah, through orgasm, which is very, very cool. Anyway, I will be talking more about these things very soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have a question for me, don't hesitate to write to me at venus@venusohara.org, or you can add me on Instagram at venusohara. Thanks for watching.